Hey everybody, it's Christine. Welcome to a new video. Today I have a video for you using Bella Boulevard's Wish Big collection. I have joined the Bella Boulevard team for 2019, yay! And I am working with this for my very first assignment. So, since I'm a mom with 3 boys, I opted to go with the boy part of the collection. There is a girl part as well. But, you know, since I have 3 boys, I always like to try, and if I can go with the boy stuff first, I want to, just because there's that many more boy layouts that I need to tackle. And so I am doing this one of my 8-year-old son's birthday. One of the things we do is we do birthday adventures. So they get to go on a whole day of surprise adventures for whichever number they're turning. So in this case, he was turning 8, and this layout is going to document one of his adventures, which was a trip to a pond at a friend's house to go fishing, which he's quite the little fisherman. He loves it. And so I had some fun pictures from that. And the pictures I really felt like would go well with this collection. So I took the green in the background in my pictures and really made that my jumping off point. So you can see I put that green strip of paper right down the middle of my layout. And I used that darker blue background because I felt like it would be a good complement to the green, both in that we were at a pond as well as the sky and outdoors, and it just gave that good outdoors feel. Now my lighting is a little dark in my scrapbooking room right now. I'm making some adjustments to my setup, and so you're going to see the end picture is quite a bit brighter and more primary color than it looks like it's coming out right now. The green is still pretty much the same, but the blue is showing up really dark here. It looks more navy than it actually is. Anyways, carrying on, you can see both of those papers are pretty much monochromatic patterned papers, which makes them a good base. They have a design to them, but not so much that it overwhelms the background. And that was part of why I chose them as well. I knew I didn't want to go with just a white background. And so this using monochromatic patterned papers is a great way to be able to bring in some color without being too overwhelming. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is start to build my layout. I decided to really make use of the words happy that came both in this collection as well as in acrylic words from Bella Boulevard. And so I decided to really play with that. So you can see I've lined up happy in that blue first across the green, and then I'm going to use an acrylic one in the shade of green down on the blue part of the patterned paper. And I am just using my Easy Runner Grand from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L to adhere it. I'm using the Ultra Strong refill, which shows up clear behind acrylic, which is exactly why I went for it. And so on top of the fact that it's ultra strong, it just made sense to go with that direction. So I've adhered that one, and then I'm going to put adventure underneath there, and I'm going to be adding other words to the other happies as well. Now you can see I'm adding one more happy up top. This one is a script font, and it is also acrylic, and you saw I added it in 2 pieces. That's because I wasn't being careful, and I snapped it right in half when I pulled it out of the packaging. Thankfully, you can't tell at all once you put it on the layout. It was just one of those moments I was like, no! And then I realized it was okay. So makes it a little easier to adhere, I guess, in 2 pieces. I don't have to worry quite so much about the strength. And on that one, instead of using the Easy Runner Grand because the script is a thinner font, I am actually just using adhesive dots and just putting those all over the back of it. Just some micro-sized ones, so that way, again, it's got that strong hold. And this one I wasn't concerned about if it was clear or not, so that didn't make a difference. Next thing I'm going to do is just add this little strip of orange and white paper. I cut this out from the Plaids and Dottie collection. This is an orange one, and I wanted to pull out some of the orange that was in my son's shirt. So I just did these little tiny strips from the plaid side. and put those up along the edge. Again, just to bring in that orange, because otherwise I don't have a whole lot of the orange throughout the layout. Now my pictures are matted in white and they're size 3x4, and I'm going to go ahead and mat them a second time with this yellow star patterned paper. Again, just to bring in another color. I thought about placing them off kilter or a little bit wonky, but I decided ultimately to just go with straight. I felt like it made things a little too chaotic if I had them going so they weren't straight. Now, I am going to add on more words, like I said, so I added on boy under the first happy, and I put that onto a speech bubble, and I'm just going to pop that up. I did pop my pictures up with some crafty foam tape as well, and so there I needed to pop up that speech bubble as well. Then I'm also going to add that birthday underneath the second happy, and that birthday that you're seeing in the red there is actually an enamel piece as well. Since that one makes use of negative space, I backed it with white paper, and that way I have some additional white in there, which worked out great because it brings out that happy up above as well. Now comes the final part, which is going to be adding my final embellishments, which if you're looking at it right now, really I have a pretty satisfactory layout at this point, but I need to take it to the next level. Right now I've got very clean, very simple, and I want to make it a little less simple and bring in some embellishments. So what I'm trying to determine is, do I want to go circles, hearts, what do I want to do? Knowing that I have lots of straight lines going on, I knew I really needed to bring in something with some curves to it. So because I had a lot of hearts in the ephemera pack, I opted to really make those my main embellishment. So I'm going to do 2 by each word of happy, and then I'm just going to create an interesting little cluster around each set of the word happy. What I tried to do was make it so that I had a bigger and a smaller heart. I wasn't able to do that in the last one, but for the first 2 I was. And then I also tried to make sure I had the right colors, so I didn't have like green on green or dark blue on dark blue or that kind of stuff. So nothing terribly complicated there by any means, but a little bit of digging into the pack and seeing what I had to work with. Now I'm also going to bring in these puffy stars, which I'm kind of in love with these things. When these came in my design team package, I was like, yes, because I love stars. If you watch my channel, you know I use stars all the time. And so you're probably going to see these on nearly everything that I do for Bella Boulevard because they are just totally up my alley. On top of the fact that they also are puffy. So they already have that dimension. They're just great. So perfect for those boy layouts and girl layouts, but especially those boy layouts. So I'm working with both the green ones and this orangish yellow. It's like somewhere kind of in between the 2 colors. And so I'm using them, you know, depending where I'm placing them. You can see on the green, I put the orange one on, and on the blue, I put the green one on, and so on and so forth. And I'm not going to go too heavy-handed with the stars, despite my tendencies and desire to. I'm trying to rein myself in and just put just enough. And so I'm really happy with how that top cluster has turned out. I think it really draws the eye in and starts it moving down the layout and brings in lots of color and joy. So there we have it, my finished layout. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to keep an eye on the Bella Boulevard blog, where I'll be sharing on a pretty regular basis for the next year. We will see you again next time.